I'm all confused about you. Oh, yes, I am, baby. I feel so in love, oh, baby. What can I do? I've been thinking about you. Do, do, do. I've been thinking about you. Do, do, do. I've been thinking about you. Oh, yeah, thinking about you. Got you on my mind. Shabop bop. Do, 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 do. And it goes on like this too. Suddenly we're strangers. I'm watching you walking away. She was my one temptation, though I did not want her to stay. What good is being here without you? Oh, baby. I can't do it anymore. It goes, I want to know, I feel so in love. Oh, baby. What can I do? I've been thinking about you. Do, do, do. Oh, yeah, thinking about you. Got you on my mind. Shabop bop. And I'm done with that bullshit song. Now, listen, there's a link. You know what the link is? I'll tell you the link. You might have already guessed it. DrunknMunky is part of this bullshit podcast.
You've been thinking
that
about...
was by London Beat. In 1991, I believe, London Beat released that. Was number one in the Australian charts at some point, and that was Been Thinking About You by London Beat. And the link is you used to live in London at some point.
That is correct.
That is your link, you ingrates.
I'm pretty sure there's more. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there's more than one song about London, but anyway.
I know, but I could think. It would have been.
It's a pretty big place.
Look, it would have been too easy to do London Calling by the Clash.
Yes, absolutely.
That would have been way too easy.
Too obvious, yeah.
But I had to bring some soul into it, brother. You know. I had to bring some soul because I got my roots, man.
Yeah, that was an R-rated soul. That was, yeah. R soul.
Let me introduce this bullshit podcast.
Jesus.
This is Invert the Why. Captain's log, stardate log, 12.1.5.9. And the US is Invert the Why is orbiting another planet of retrodium and bullshit. And I'm joined again by the DrunknMunky, the Englishman.
Hello, everyone.
With a Cockney accent.
With maybe a Cockney accent. And alongside me, Jason Relaxation, the silent one.
Controlling the buttons.
Pushing the buttons and making sure the USS Invert the Y does what it's supposed to fucking do.
Otherwise, there's no point.
Mate, thanks for coming back in.
No problems.
Appreciate it. Topic of the show. Let's get straight into
Jesus,
it.
fuck,
No,
really?
not going.
He's been looking forward to this one. He's been
This is a big one.
excited about this one.
I've been really excited about this
Because he
one.
wants to see me cry.
Well, this is why you're going to...
want to make me cry.
This is why he's going to... This is why he's going to be the silent one. This is why he's going to... Well, I don't know, man. Maybe you want... I tell you what, we might just go straight into the sponsorship.
Oh, Jesus. Really?
You know why you might be crying later on? Because this topic of the show, you might need some Kleenex. That's right, Kleenex. Tissues with 3-ply. Smelling of aloe vera smoothness and freshness. Kleenex tissues did not sponsor this bullshit podcast. But if they did, I would say Kleenex.
Thank you for many years.
For many years of snot blowing and tear crying when I was rejected by everybody. Kleenex, the one tissue for you, did not sponsor this bullshit podcast.
Kleenex for when you get your Xbox One home.
That's right. That's the topic of the show. Very good, DrunknMunky. Great segue. Now, listen, we went partially over it in a previous podcast.
Yes, really.
You and I were massive, massive fans of the Xbox 360.
Yep.
100%.
My favourite console, full stop.
I'm going to say...
You're with PS3,
I'm going to say PS3 only because of what happened with the 360.
Yep.
I'm going to say I've got like a bit of a mistress in the Dreamcast. I really, really love the Dreamcast, even though it was the wrong horse to bet.
That was like a holiday love. It's like a girl you meet on holiday, but it wasn't like a long-term relationship.
Sounds like a 1980s movie.
Isn't that song goes, I'm not in love, no,
Don't
no.
forget it.
It's just a silly phase I'm going through. And just because
It's enough.
I call you up. No, I really, really dug the Dreamcast for its innovation. But the 360, like I've said many times, perfect storm, had every ingredient perfect. I've never seen it like that perfect before, right? And the PS3 was great because I've said in the past that the Xbox 360 came in with a bang and went out with a whimper, right? And that whimper is important because what we want to talk about today is the Xbox One.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Right, because really, you and I could probably go on for far too long about how much that disappointed us. But let's go back little bit, just a little bit about the 360 and how it started off as a bang and it ended up as a whimper, right? And it started off with a bang with all the innovation, the games. Remember, it had some exclusive games, like it had BioShock.
Oh, yes.
Right. Later on, it would come to the PS3, but the original BioShock,
It's a great game.
was only on the Xbox 360 at that stage.
Yep.
And Gears of War, Halo, of course. Even though I think Halo wasn't as good on the Xbox 360 as it was on the original.
It started
OG.
to go off then because you had ODST and all that, but Forza.
And I had it on the top of my head. Also, too, games like Metro 2033 were only on the Xbox 360.
Jericho.
Shout out to Pedro.
1 out of 10.
Shout out to Pedro, the suppressive personality.
Lots of people are listening and going, I've never heard of that.
Well, you know what?
He was the only one who bought it in Australia.
Yes, it was the only, and he got
$4 at Harvey Norman out of a basin bucket.
Yeah, but he got 1,000 gamer points in 4 minutes as well.
That's a
but you know
gamer
what? That is really bad. That's really, you feel dirty with that. You really feel cheap with that bullshit. And look, it had a lot of exclusives. It was the preferred platform for in the early days over the PS3. It was easy to develop for, all that stuff.
Yep.
But I've said in the past, now I want you to correct me if I'm wrong, 2009, I think, was when Don Matrick came into the picture. And that was when they started showing off this thing called Project Natal.
Yes.
Excuse me. And Project Natal would be later on the Kinect, right? Now, do you remember I had a conversation with you in about 2010 when the Kinect came out? I think it was 2010 it came out, or 2011.
Around that time, yeah.
Right. I remember saying to you, pull me up if I'm wrong, where I said, in 2019, at the end of this decade, there'll be magazines and it'll be the peripherals that fucking died. And the Kinect's going to be on the front cover, front and center. Well, guess what? That's the only time I was right about anything. Because I was fucking... That Kinect was shit, right? Now, I'm not going to hold back.
I was going
right?
to, I thought you were being polite.
No, I'm not.
All right, well, let's start at the beginning. We all watched the video. The boy with the skateboard.
Oh,
scanning
that's
the
a good one.
skateboard.
Yep.
The family, the girl's driving the imaginary car, and the dad's looking over and go, "Oh, change the tires, Dad." And Mum, who would be sitting on the sofa gaming, not to be in the kitchen cooking for them. But,
So cringeworthy. It was
absolutely
unbelievable. Right, and then you had Peter Molyneux.
I was going to say, things are going to go bad when Peter Molyneux is the one
Molyneux,
freaking
Milo.
Well, and then they put the paper.
Yeah.
Remember, the chick had the bit of paper and she put it through the TV.
Yeah.
And Milo scanned it and goes, "Thanks for that." And I'm sitting there. Now listen here. I'm not a fucking smart guy. I know I'm not, right? And I've got half a brain in a fucking jar somewhere in the city. I know where it is. I'm going to find it one day. And I'm telling you now, I sat back and went, they're insulting my intelligence because I fucking know that I don't know how that passed in terms of advertisements for not being a misleading advertisement.
Absolutely.
Where they scanned that fucking skateboard and they had the audacity to tell me that skateboard would be in the fucking game, right? And then they said the bit of paper and they're feeding the bit of paper through the TV. And I'm sitting there going, this is not going to be as advertised. I know it's not. I know it's not going to be. I know. But I'm a fucking idiot and I bought it, right? And I got my Kinect bullshit sports or whatever it was. And that was at the time.
Kinectimals.
Well, that's the next year. I'll get to that. This is where they lost me, right?
Not even I could stoop
I'm trying
that
to
low.
I'm trying to build up to the momentous what the fuck moment.
Yeah.
Right? You know what that is, but let's get to that point, right? Where they've advertised Kinect this, Kinect that, and I'm an idiot. I bought the Kinect thinking it, and I'll defend it slightly. At the time, I thought it was cool technology, right? Because they were trying to compete with Nintendo with the Wii, because the Wii was selling gangbusters. It was leaving Sony and Microsoft in the dust, really, in sales. And so Sony and Microsoft went, oh, shit, we better do something that competes with it. And Sony's solution was the Move, which was two dildos with a knob on the end, right? fuck me, Sony.
They still use them for
Let
the
it
VR.
go. Let it go, Sony. Like the cross media bar. Let it go, yeah. And then they had and then on the Microsoft side, they were really showing it to be revolutionary. You don't need a controller. Holy shit. Okay.
You are the controller.
You are the
That was the
controller.
exact.
That was it.
Well, you got to think the tech in itself. Yeah, that was absolutely kind of cool, right?
It was.
It's now Azure Cognitive Service, I think.
Yeah, but it was cool at the time, right? And they sold it. I think 2010. I think it was 2009 at the E3 conference. They came out with Project Natal, and then in 2010 they released the fucking thing, right? And then okay, we still got our games. Maybe we don't want our Project Natal bullshit. Maybe we don't want our Kinect, but we're still getting the games, right? And I remember having a conversation with you, DrunknMunky, in about 2011, I want to say, maybe 2012, was when it really hit the fan. And that young girl was on stage patting a fucking fake lion called Kinectimals, right? And everything they showed at E3 in 2011 and 2012 was about the Kinect. And I remember saying to you, because you and I always used to sit back and watch the E3 conferences and then ring each other going, what did you think about that? And I go, oh, that was shit, or what about that? And you go, oh, that was all right. And we maybe agree or disagree on some things. But I think we both agreed that what were you doing, Microsoft? I'm the guy that fucking bought the Xbox 360 in the early days. I bought all your games, and now what's there for me?
Yeah.
There's nothing for me now.
Don't you want to pat a lion?
I don't want to pat a fuck. You know what? I had a cat that fucking died. I don't fucking want a lion now. You know what I mean? This is the thing. And I'm sitting there going, but where's my...
Petting his own monkey, don't worry.
That's right. I've been patting it a lot. And you know what?
Spanking it.
Well, you know what you can do when you spank your monkey?
Kleenex.
Kleenex is the perfect tissue to use to wipe up those ugly spills, particularly after spanking the monkey. And you might want to purchase aloe vera for soothing remedies if you've been vigorously spanking the monkey. That's right. Kleenex did not sponsor this bullshit podcast.
Clearly.
Because no one will sponsor this bullshit podcast ever. Because we're not popular enough. We're like the fucking Peter Molyneux of podcasts. No one wants to fucking talk to us anymore. And it shits me. How much do I have to give to get sponsorship?
That's probably because we keep offending.
Because they're fucking ingrates. Harden up, you smashed avocado eating pricks. Right? Now, going back to the Kinect. I was sitting there watching the E3 conferences and I'm like, what is this? Where are the games? Back in 2007, there was Bioshock, and then I could go on and on and on. Every year there was a game, there was something where you and I would go, holy shit, my Xbox is awesome. And we never considered the PS3. There were games. Then all of a sudden, we went to 2011, 2012, whatever it was, and we got this young chick up there patting a lion, connect this, connect that, fuck me dead, right? And I'm an idiot and I bought it, so I blame myself, right? And the wheels fell off, right? Now, the other insight, I went over this in a previous podcast too, the other insight was they changed what was the best graphical user interface, right? Remember when they, they went from the blades to, remember the slidey ones with the avatars?
Yes.
And I was okay with the avatars.
Yeah.
I was cool with it. It was a bit of fun, right? And you had an uncanny way of always making your avatar look lifelike. You and the ginger
spent
one.
way too much time on it. That's why.
No, I tell you what, the ginger one always looked like him too.
Actually, I admit it, I once bought a pair of Adidas Superstars on the online store for $2.35.
Did you really?
Yes.
So it looked just like it. That's gold.
I remember when Walking Dead was cool, I remember buying the governor's outfit.
Oh, Jesus.
For the Walking
Yes, you
Dead.
did. Yes, you did.
And I had
Yep.
the eye patch
Yep.
as the
So
governor.
we even fell for that.
We even fell for that, but Walking Dead shit too. Fucking everything's shit. But what the point is that they went from that awesome interface, which was even better than what they had with the blades. They went to this awesome slidey bit, and then they went and fucked it. Right, they put in that Windows 8 Metro tile system, and I've told this before. Where all of a sudden, when things worked, didn't work. When things would be super smooth, weren't super smooth. When like cross party chat didn't work. You'd send an invite, wouldn't work. I don't know how many times you and I would sit there going, did you send the invite? Yeah, I sent the invite. What the fuck? And the thing was, people forget, Microsoft from the very start of it said, pay us $70 odd a year for Windows Xbox Live Gold, right? And you didn't question it.
I mean, didn't get free games then either.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. No,
You did it totally for the communications.
yeah, that's right. Because
right.
you know what brought that in when Sony had their meltdown in 2011 with PSN when it was hacked. They had a welcome back package, and from then on they had 2 games per month. And Microsoft didn't do anything at the start, but then they had to react because people were saying, "Well, fuck, Sony's got a free service and they give us free games, and you guys are wanting us to pay $70 a year, right, or whatever it was." Look, I don't. Back then, I didn't begrudge the money because I'm like, well, I don't see anybody else offering me this service. Yeah. This is awesome. I'll pay it. But as the years have gone on, I'm like, hang on a second. And when the Xbox 360 got towards its end of its life and they had those windows, like the tile system, I'm like, now it's not working. Everything's slow. It doesn't work properly. And you're paying $70 a year. Fuck off. And the game's dried up. And now I've got Kinect. Everything's Kinect this, Kinect that. And every E3 is about Kinect. It fucking did my head in. And then the big franchises like Halo was shit towards the end.
What they did, and I remember the one time I was so angry with you, and it wasn't your fault. What they did give us was Kinect parts in the game. Now, we were playing Halo one night, and I was getting so annoyed with you because every time I'd go in a room, you would chuck a grenade in and blow me up. I'd go
Retro Dan, that's right.
I'd go retro Dan, pack it in. What? Stop chucking a grenade in every time I go in. What the F is wrong with you? And then you do it again. I go, mate, pack it in. I'm not... No, joke's a joke. Joke's a joke.
Yeah.
But this is out of order. And you go, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not... Then we've realised it was the Kinect. Yep. You were saying some sort of word which was making you throw a grenade. No one asked for that.
Remember when they packed that shit in?
Yeah, no one asked for it.
So I think it was a Halo 4.
Possibly.
Or ODST. One of them.
Halo 4, I think.
I think it was 4.
No one asked for that integration of the Kinect.
Yep.
You didn't know it was on.
No.
You would do all these weird things. You'd jump out of a you know.
Yep. Now I'm intrigued as to what he was saying.
Well, you know how I twigged on it was I actually disconnected the Kinect.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden the game was working properly and I said, I'm not throwing grenades deliberately. It's this fucking Kinect. And that's my point. The Kinect didn't work. I don't care what anyone says, right? And it was a lot easier because I remember how they, later on towards the 360's end of its life, they integrated motion gestures.
Yes.
So you could do, it's like fucking, what was that movie? The Tom Cruise movie. The Minority Report. Where you sort of slide windows and tiles and then you hold your hand and it executes a tile. Fuck off! Give me a controller. You know what I mean? I'm fucking done with this bullshit. It was a lot easier to move shit around with my controller than that bullshit. And I fucking don't get it. And voice commands. You'd fucking walk away. Some prick on YouTube would go Xbox on, your fucking Xbox would turn on. Or what? That might have been the Xbox One. That was the other bullshit that had come. But the point is it didn't work. Right, and if it did work, it didn't add any value. And as you said, it would somehow be really insidious and it would worm its way into games. And you didn't ask for that bullshit feature. So every fucking game had to have a Kinect function, that bit of functionality, like Halo. Right. I'm glad you brought that up because I knew it was Halo, but I couldn't remember which one. And I know it was accidentally throwing grenades. I did say that early on, but the 360 started so perfectly. And then by the end of it, it was fucked. It was shit.
Yep.
Nothing worked on it, right? And it wasn't my internet connection. It wasn't yours. It was fucking Xbox Live, right? And I'm thinking, okay, well, I love it enough. I'll put up with it. Because I didn't, I love the controller, but I started to worm my way back into the PS3's little bed, and I got warm and cozy with it, you know what I mean? And I was playing games like Uncharted and Last of Us and all that shit, and Heavy Rain and stuff I hadn't played because I didn't use my PS3 much at that time, even though I'd had it for many years. And so I was like, fuck the Xbox, I'm over it, I'm done with it, it doesn't work, right? Yeah, I'll play online games with you, but if there's a game coming out, I'm playing it on the PS3.
Yeah, you fully switched.
I fucking switched off well before that bullshit. You know what? Before the end of the 360's life, I was done with it because it didn't fucking work, right? And the games that were coming out were bullshit games too. I'm like, I don't care about Kinect. I don't care.
I'm telling you now, we're about to go through a whole year of getting bullshit games for both systems.
I don't think so. No, we'll get to that. But my point is by the end of the 360, it was not where it started. That's my point.
I don't even remember playing
Whereas the PS3 went from a fuckfest to shit,
awesome. That's
to
great.
Awesome.
Last of Us, man. Fuck me.
That says a lot, right? When I'm starting to lend my PS3 out to to Jason Relaxation so he can play Last of Us, right?
I borrowed Pedro's to play it.
That's right. So now we're starting to borrow everybody's PS3 who had one, right? That says a lot to me, right? We put up with all the bullshit, the shitty controller, the shitty XMB bar, all that crap. But it was awesome, and the games were phenomenal. And I was like, I'm done with it. I'm done with the Xbox now. I'm done with it. But I was okay with moving into a new generation because I'm thinking, you know what? It'll be okay. So the 360 goes out with a whimper. And I'm saying to you, I had wacky theories about the Xbox. We didn't know what it was going to be called back then. The Xbox 720 was the rumoured code name for it. Remember that?
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I wonder if our achievement points will carry over. I hope it does. Because remember we had this bullshit theory they would wipe it out.
Restart it.
Restart it. Yeah. We were like not happy with all that. All of our good work against Pedro would come undone. And I'm like, no, I kind of want to make sure that we just... what I wanted was to migrate everything I had to this new Xbox console and go from there, right? And I was actually initially really excited about the new console. I really was. And yeah, there was issues with the always online, but I was okay with that to a point because I can understand Microsoft, their methods to their madness on that, because most of the time, I think the majority of their players were playing on Xbox Live. They were on the internet.
Yes.
So I can understand their methods to their madness.
They definitely would have had the telemetry to say
that. They had the
time.
data there to say that most of you guys are playing online. What's your problem playing online more? Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Then they said, used games are a problem. And that was the deal breaker, because when they actually did that review, remember that review? You rang me and you said, I'm out.
Yeah.
They're now telling me I can't use my used games because you were borrowing games from heaps of different people.
Yeah, absolutely, and which most people do. They can't afford it. Like,
remember we had a little syndicate? It was like, you buy Assassin's Creed and I'll buy Call of Duty, and then when you're finished with that, we'll swap. Right? Yeah. And that was our little money saver there. And we had a couple of people in on it. Pedro was in on it as well. And yeah, we managed to play all the games at different times, but we saved money because we weren't buying everything. Then Microsoft comes along and says, well, that's a problem now. And I remember you ringing me up going, I'm out, I'm done. That's a deal breaker. They won't let me do that now, right? The other deal breaker was, this is before they reversed everything, they want me to use a fucking Kinect again. Not just as an accessory. No, I've got to use this thing, right? And you're like, well, I don't know about that bullshit. And I'm like, well...
And always on?
At the time it was, remember? Then they reversed it very quickly, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, it was always on. It was like fucking the HAL 9000 sitting there going, I'm sorry, I can't do that for you, Dave. Remember that? It was like a big giant eye.
Although, to slight little L turn here, we allow Google to do that now.
Yeah.
But at the time...
It's a little bit of... It's too early.
Yeah, too early. Yeah.
And so this is my point. I've said this too before. I think Microsoft were too early on the scene with a lot of their things back then. Yeah. This is 2013 when they launched.
But here's another thing. Remember how they sort of pitched it as being the ultimate entertainment?
And it actually is.
That's all they focused
But now
on.
it is.
Yeah.
It actually is. So this is my point, right? So initially, the Xbox One was way too early on the scene with all of their things, which today would probably be no problem. Being always online... Well, every device is really connected always. If you buy, I would be amazed if most people buy a device and it's not connected in some way, right? Right. So that's not a problem. The fact that you've got a device that listens to what you say and then responds to you is not a big deal these days because, as you said, Google does it.
Yeah.
No
Google,
problem,
Alexa.
right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Everyone seems to have forgiven Google for owning data. Right?
Yeah.
They own information. You motherfuckers put all sorts of bullshit up there on Google and you got no problem with it.
And Facebook.
But back in fuck Facebook. I don't know. That's even worse. But back in 2013, that was a big deal. And people didn't want...
Ready.
No one was ready for it. But I think what really, 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 really hurt them the most was the fact that they didn't want you to play used games. They basically killed that. They wanted to kill that.
Yeah.
And I get why, but they were basically saying to you and me and Pedro and everybody that we had as our little gaming syndicate, I'm sorry, guys, but you've got to buy your games now.
Yeah, and you've got to buy 4 copies of the same game. Not share them.
And that crushed me as well. So I was like, that's it, I'm out.
Even he said it, right? So this is... Now, even Jason Relaxation said, I'm done, I'm out.
I didn't buy an Xbox One.
No.
I've got his hand-me-downs.
Yeah, I gave him my original one. But he's like, No, even I'm out. That's it. I'm out. I'm not.
I can't afford it.
I'm not going to buy brand new games all the time, right? And I thought the height of these motherfuckers to tell me that I can't lend a game to my friend, right? That's bullshit, man.
I've paid for it.
I paid for it, and you're telling me it stuck to me like glue
And
for
then
the
it
rest of my
also
life.
it crushes that second-hand industry as well.
Well, that's what they wanted to
game,
do.
eBay, all gone.
That's what
because
they wanted.
Yeah.
But that's what they wanted because they don't make any money on that, right? So here's the thing. That's what they started out their life with the Xbox One as. And the name, I don't care what anyone says, is shit. Xbox One, go fuck yourself. Whoever was in charge of that marketing department should be fucking shot. No, I'm not holding back now. That was shit.
Clearly.
No, fuck. That was a god awful name.
What's the next one going to be?
Who cares? It's got to be better than Xbox One.
Xbox 2?
Call it Xbox fucking Revolution.
Xbox One, 2.
Xbox 720?
Just call it Xbox. It'd be better than Xbox One. Just call it Xbox. If you can't count Microsoft, which you fucking can't, they can't count. They went from Windows 95, 98, then they went to Windows, what was it, Me? Then they went to 2000.
No, 2000, then XP.
Then XP. Then they went to Windows 7. Then they went to 10.
No, 8. Windows
Oh,
8.
8. And then 10. What happened to fucking Windows 9, you pricks?
Well, they started and then they go, no, that ain't going to work.
They can't count.
Then you went Xbox, then 360,
Yep.
Xbox One.
Yep.
We've got Xbox SAD now, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah, Xbox SAD.
So that's
It is.
Xbox
SAD. Actually says SAD on it.
So as it progressed, they've obviously changed their models, and the base Xbox that was launched became the Xbox One S, and then that became the All Digital Edition. So you're right, the acronym is SAD, right? And so
Again, that's great marketing right there.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Thought of that. Yeah.
But that's what. But you know what? Can I talk? Okay, we've jumped the gun a little bit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
I did marketing at uni,
Yeah.
right?
You learn a lot in that degree, don't you?
Heaps. These motherfuckers get paid heaps of money.
Big time.
Right, and that's the best I can come up with. They're insulting my intelligence now. And not only that, did you ever see the advertisement with the All Digital Edition as they just got a bit of sticky tape and covered up the disk drive? Like, that's doing me a fucking favour. Did you see the ad on that?
But I like my disk.
They got an Xbox One S,
Yeah.
right? And they got two geniuses in the Microsoft HQ somewhere. That's the scenario of this advertisement. And they got no bullshit. There's two people looking fucking bamboozled about what to do with the Xbox One S. Like, maybe sell the fucking thing, Microsoft? But, oh, no. What we'll do is we'll take a feature out of it and promote it. And what they actually do on this ad, this is no bullshit. You can look this up on YouTube. They get a bit of fucking tape, white masking tape, and they cover up the disk drive and go, oh, awesome, new product. That's the ad. Then they've got another scene of this ad where there's a guy on a street sign or a wall of a big building, and he's painting an Xbox One S, and then he's realised he's got to make an Xbox One SAD, and you know what he does? He paints over the black bit, which is the disk drive. Are you fucking serious, Microsoft? But I'm jumping the gun.
And then you knock $50 off the price.
Yes, what an insult.
Yeah.
And they give you 2 games which are available on Game Pass. Are you fucking serious? Oh, no, but I'm ranting. I'm going
So
too
back
far.
to Kinect.
Let's go back to Kinect and launch night. I really want to talk about launch
Plenty
night.
of time to keep ranting.
Right?
Yeah.
How long are we recording this
Oh,
bullshit?
no, we got plenty of
29. Oh, we got fucking a while for bullshit. Right?
So for those of you that like a good rant, go get your Kleenex.
And remember,
Kleenex brought to you by Xbox One.
That's right.
Xbox SAD.
Xbox
and
SAD.
all future Xboxes.
if you're feeling sad and maybe
Xbox
lonely,
sad.
Kleenex can help you relieve that tension.
Or if you've just bought an Xbox SAD.
I would be crying. I would be crying if I bought an Xbox SAD for sure. No, so Xbox 360 goes out with a whimper, as far as I'm concerned. Great console, one of the best of all time. Goes out with a whimper. Xbox One comes in and it's got all this bullshit surrounding it. We won't revisit it all because everyone knows it's well documented. But my point is, you and I were faithful. We're the people that they should have been speaking to.
They used
right?
up we had this goodwill built up
Yep.
from the 360 and we took it to EB Games
Yep.
and went, right, we believed in
We
what
believe.
you've done before.
Yep.
We believed in you.
We were so fucking stupid that we actually we were fucking so stupid that we were okay with them bullshitting to us about, oh well, you can shove your used games up your ass and Kinect 2.0 is going to be awesome and it's way better than Kinect 1. We were believers because we are the people they should be marketing to. And I'll get to this point in a minute where I think they're still off the fucking rails, in my opinion. And they've said, okay, this is the way it's going to be, and they reversed very quickly the used game debacle. They reversed the which is the DRM policy. They reversed the Xbox needing to always be online, and they reversed the Kinect being a requirement, right?
Well, that took a
that came
while.
after.
That took a while.
They did before launch, but yes, they did. But yes, they did. They did.
What they're saying?
Yes.
No, because you had to buy the Kinect.
You had to buy the Kinect, but originally
You didn't have to plug it in.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes, you didn't have to plug it in.
Yes, but remember,
hold on. So you don't need to plug it in, but you have to buy it.
Yep.
Yes.
Kleenex for your Xbox One.
So remember, DrunknMunky. Remember.
You can also use it for
Originally,
wiping your ass.
part of the bullshit was you need the Kinect to start the fucking thing up.
Oh, right.
Right?
Okay.
Then everyone said, we don't want that Kinect sitting under our TV. It's ugly. It's spying.
No, it doesn't have to go on top of the TV.
This is before the days of Google, right? I'm telling you now, it probably wouldn't be a big deal. People would probably adopt it, right? But people were saying, oh, it's spying on me. And remember that in America, there was all this NSA bullshit where people were getting their data used against them.
Yep.
And then Sony had that big debacle in 2011
Massive
with the PSN,
breach.
the massive breach, all this shit, right?
Yep.
And people were saying, I don't want the fucking thing. And Microsoft said, well, you're going to get it anyway, but what we'll do is we'll change the software behind the scenes in the operating system, and you don't need to use it anymore, right? But you're right, you got the fucking thing whether you liked it or not, right? And so all of a sudden we get this thing on launch night, we line up at midnight like fucking idiots, right? Believers.
Yeah.
We're believers.
Yes, yep.
We loved Xbox so much. I loved that fucking thing so much that I was willing to put up with all the bullshit. I fucking defended it, right? And I'm like, you know what? I think this system will be okay no matter what. And on launch night, we get it. Now, pull me up if I'm wrong, right? I did need Kleenex. Not because I was excited, because I was crying. Firstly, that fucking original OG Xbox design was god-awful. Whoever came up with that should be fucking shot. I'd have no sympathy with them if they were fucking publicly executed. No sympathy at all. Jesus. What an absolute fucking disgrace, right? It looked like it looked like a VCR that I watched Star Wars on in 1979. 1979, I watched Star Wars on a fucking VHS. I think it was a JVC VCR, and that bloody Xbox original looked exactly like that. No bullshit, right? That's okay, because I don't ultimately care about the design of a console as long as it's functional and it's powerful and it plays games well.
And it actually fits within
And you
your
know what?
hi-fi
The
stack.
Xbox One on launch night, it did none of that shit. Let me go through it and correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
Firstly, it took over an hour to one of the launch games I think we both got was, well, at least I got, was Rise Son of Rome.
Yeah.
Which I don't dislike. I'll be upfront, I don't dislike it, right? But unfortunately, Microsoft, again, trying to ram the fucking Kinect down our throats, put the bloody functionality of that game with the Kinect. But then they last minute made it optional, but really it kind of was, you needed the Kinect, right? Firstly, you put the disc in, an hour and a half later, it decides it's finally finished installing. Are you fucking kidding me now? Back on the 360, I started looking at my 360 saying, you're fucking way superior over than this bullshit now. I put in a game on the 360, I'm playing it in about 5 minutes, not even that. I'm playing a game on this in an hour and a half. You've got to be kidding me. And it's still a debacle to this very fucking day, even on the Xbox One X, even though it's a lot better. And I'm sitting there going, this is bullshit. That's the first fuck up. You know the next fuck up? You and I get online together. Let's send a party chat.
Eventually,
because it was a fucking debate. Because they had multiple updates to reverse all the bullshit they put on the original design.
Yeah.
So behind the scene, you had to update it.
Yeah.
Right? Once we did that, we decided we'd do something that we could easily do on the 360. What's that radical thing that we could do back on the 360? Oh, that's right, a party chat. Let's see if the wonderful Xbox One can do it. No, it can't. It fucking stared at us. You know why? Because they designed the whole party chat thing to be around the Kinect. That's what they wanted. And it didn't work. And you and I are like, fuck this. You know what we ended up doing? Something you used to do in the 90s, kids. Ring each other.
We phoned each other on a phone.
And I said to
A landline.
And this is the best
retro.
bit. This is the best bit. I said, this fucking console is a big disappointment. Right? Now, mind you, we should go back a step. In Australia, I think the Xbox One came out before the week before the PS4. Whereas in North America, the PS4 had come out, I think, before the Xbox One. I think they got it before us. I think. But I do know that the Xbox One came out before the
week.
PS4 by 1 week here, right? Anyway, I'm sitting here going, is it me or is it a disappointment? And you're saying to me, yep, this is shit. And not only was it shit, the Kinect didn't work as advertised. It was shit. Party chat didn't work. The dashboard was an abomination. There was shit everywhere on that dashboard. You couldn't find fucking anything, right? And then the final kick in the guts was you were pinning your hopes on one feature and it didn't fucking work for you as advertiser as what you wanted because you were excited about the HDMI input. Remember they sold it as a all-in-one device, your solution for your home entertainment system?
I put Foxtel
You put
into
Foxtel
it.
through it.
That's correct.
And you're like, it's fucking laggy. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
This is shit.
I should have been able to switch or maybe put the Premier League on one side.
Yep.
It was rubbish.
It wasn't as advertised.
Yeah.
And then when I wanted to play a game, which what the fucking thing should have been designed to do in the first place, it didn't. It took an hour and a half to install it. And okay, launch games are usually not what you should judge a console on, but they were pretty average, right? And I'm just sitting here going, what the fuck? This is just worse than I thought. I was a believer. I would have done... I was okay with all their bullshit up until that point. But you know what broke me? That fucking launch night. That launch night broke me. That was it for me. I was done. That's when I walked away from them. Fuck this. Not only did you bullshit and try and lie to me and cheat me, right, and everybody else as well, then you fucking insulted me now with this bullshit product. This is shit. Your Xbox 360 is better. Way better than this bullshit product. Way better. In every fucking way. Fuck it. I was done with it. I wiped my hands of it.
Nope, the same. I totally agree. Because I'll be honest with you, I think I've played complete from start to finish one game. One game.
Yeah.
I've had it, 5 years.
But you see, DrunknMunky, the other point I want to make is everything that the Xbox had, the Xbox One didn't have. Yeah. Right? And even the fucking controller, they had to fuck with the controller. The Xbox 360 controller was almost perfect. The Xbox One controller is shit. I don't care what anyone says. Shout out to Rocket Russell. He disagrees with me. And he's got a right to, but I don't...
Battery life better than the PS4.
Of course
That's the one thing Sony got wrong. They last 3 times as long.
Yeah, the PS4 controller is horrible for battery life. Yeah. But ergonomically, it shits on it. The Xbox One controller is shit. Ergonomically, the bumpers are fucking way up high, and unless you got bloody donkey-sized hands like all the donkey. Shout out to Rocket Russell, right? I'll get a message from him when he hears this, right? But the point is that in my opinion, it was a backward step. The dashboard, a backward step. Installing games, a backward step, right? Cross-party chat initially on launch night. Couldn't use the fucking thing. A backward step. And then the ultimate insight was the Kinect, but didn't fucking work.
And there was no games, were there?
There were...
very few.
What were the games? Rise Son of Rome, which I got. And I'm trying to think what else
Ultimate Fighter, which was terrible.
Was it Killer Instinct?
No, there was a game called Ultimate Fighter. Didn't work.
He's looking up.
And I think he's going to get something like 9. It's probably one of the worst games of all time.
All right, so game.
I think they had a better launch lineup than Sony though.
Yeah, I think. Okay, launch titles compared.
We got FIFA free.
Article.
Yeah, got FIFA 14 for free.
Yeah. Fighter Within, Forza Motorsport 5.
Fighter Within, that was the one.
Forza Motorsport 5.
Fighter Within, apparently one of the worst games of all time.
But Forza Motorsport 5 was good.
Yes.
That was good.
So these are the PlayStation launch titles, and I've got the Xbox ones.
Well, Killzone Shadowfall was a PlayStation 4 title.
Yep.
Said Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah, they
Didn't that get delayed?
No, what happened was they quickly ported that over to the Xbox One and PS4, but it did originally come out for the 360 and the PS3.
Right. Yeah. Zoo Tycoon, Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs was another one.
That was late.
It was late, but it was...
Everyone's favourite, Kinect Sports.
Yes, it was shit. It was awful, right?
Zumba? Was there a Zumba game?
There is Zumba.
Zumba was massive.
Minecraft came out, which was interesting.
You're taking the piss.
Yeah, I know.
Wolfenstein: The New Order.
No, that wasn't a launch
These were
title.
later.
No, I'm just reading Xbox One launch titles.
Nah, fucking bullshit. No.
So maybe this article's older. This is 2013, so it's probably before it came out.
The New Order did not
Probably
come
in
out.
Zimbabwe or something.
That did not come out as a launch title.
Zumba Fitness.
Yeah, that's it. He's not taking the piss.
No, Zumba. Yeah, because Zumba was huge. About that, they were trying to give these multimedia titles and family-friendly titles.
Yeah. So Fighter Within, is it Peggle too? I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Peggle. Yeah,
with
that
the horse and the
the
unicorn.
horse. Yeah, the unicorn.
Power Star Golf.
No, I don't think these were launch titles, man. No fucking way.
Yeah, I say these are in Zimbabwe or something like that.
Don't be reading this article because that's shit. Whatever you put up is shit.
Yeah, on geek.com.
Oh, well, they don't know what they're talking about. Fucking English.
They went around.
That you know why they're not sponsored by Kleenex.
Yeah, they fucking need to be.
Now, my point is that the disappointment was real.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying. Actually, I would say, to be fair, the launch titles on the Xbox One, probably for the first 6 months, were better than the PS4. The PS4 didn't have a lot going for it as in terms of game library. The first 6 months.
Didn't we get NBA free?
Yeah, so NBA Live 14, NBA 2K14.
2K. We all got into that.
I see.
That
There
was
you go.
awesome.
Yeah.
We all got
Yeah.
into that one.
Yeah. The Madden NFL was another one that came out on launch, according to IGN.
Is that for what, Xbox One?
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, you don't usually get great launch titles. Maybe one game and the rest of it, you could take them or leave them. But the point is, the actual physical device and the way it operated and the way it did things was shit.
Yeah.
Right? And then we bring the PS4 home a week later and it's a different fucking story. It was super fast. It loaded games in like no time to play them. Everything just worked. And cross-party chat, which wasn't even on the PS3, by the way, fucking worked. Right? See, and the controller was awesome, right? Apart from the battery life.
Yeah.
But you can understand our disappointment because we were the believers, man. I'm telling you now, we were that fucking group that Microsoft should have pitched to us, but they fucked us.
Yeah.
Now, my point going forward from that is that I think Microsoft easily could have turned it around if they had games worth playing on the fucking thing. But they haven't, right? Now, they've addressed that part of that problem by buying studios. I've talked about that before.
But yeah.
And they will come. So the next Xbox will have exclusives and you'll want to play them, right? But right now, here we are, 6 years now, nearly down the road, and I'll give you one game you can play. You should play. And guess what's happened to it? I'll tell you this story. Sunset Overdrive is the best exclusive on the fucking thing, but here's the best bit. Sony, as of this week, have just bought Insomniac.
So there's not going to be a sequel?
No, Insomniac own Sunset Overdrive. And now Sony owns Sunset Overdrive. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, people are fucking livid
now,
in the Xbox
They
community.
are fucking fuming over two big exclusives.
But you keep saying exclusives, but surely they're on mobile and PC.
No.
They're exclusives,
Well. Okay. Originally, here's the big thing.
Yeah.
Originally, Sunset Overdrive was only exclusive on console, but it's now gone on PC.
Yeah.
And but you're right. Microsoft. My problem with Microsoft is they could have turned the ship around with more exclusive games. They've addressed that with studios. They didn't have studios, but now they do. Takes years to pump out a game that's worth talking about. So we won't see their fruit. They won't bear that fruit for a couple of years. But now they've gone a bit weird. Even if I was a believer, they're killing me now because they're saying, well, we're going to put it on mobile. They've just put, Cuphead on Switch.
Yeah.
They're putting things on PC. So now I'm sitting back going, I was the fucking idiot that bought an Xbox One X, which is a great bit of hardware. It's an awesome bit of hardware, and there's nothing to fucking play on it. And if I do want to play something on it, I can play it on PC. I'd be better
on your mobile phone,
or on my fucking phone, or my Switch.
So why would you buy into the new console?
Well, I tell you what, I got a wacky theory. I told you what my wacky theory is. I think Microsoft will do one last console. They're going to be a publisher. They're going to go back to publishing. It's very obvious to me they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about hardware anymore. They're giving up on it, right? They're going to have one last go at it, and if it doesn't take a hold and people don't love it, they're out of it, man. I'm telling you, they're going to be a Sega. They're going to do what Sega did when the Dreamcast came out.
Sega.
You didn't get the Xbox when it first came out, did you? They did try to make amends. So they tried to make amends. I mean, you're a hardcore gamer. I would say I'm a family gamer because obviously I've got the two girls and, money. Yeah, I buy what I want to buy. So I had to buy the Kinect, $100 extra. There was nothing. I never used it.
Well, that's a great argument.
And it just stayed there, right? Yeah. Then they turned around and said, you know what, you can now buy the Xbox One without the Kinect. And I'm thinking, what an idiot, I'm going to spend $100 and I didn't use.
Yeah.
So to say sorry to me, they gave me Killer Instinct digital download.
Yeah.
Oh, that really made up for it. That was an insult to me.
Yeah.
That just cemented my hatred then, because I thought, you're taking the piss. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You think that's going to compensate me for you telling me that you absolutely need it, you have to have it, you can't buy it a standalone, you made me spend $100 for something that sits there, I've had all this faith in you, and Killer Instinct is your way of saying sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't want to hate on them, but they're making me hate on them.
Yeah.
Right? And so I want them to be competitive because I don't want Sony to take the piss, because Sony fucking will, right?
Yeah, if you
don't have...
if you want to play a Monopoly, it's not going to work.
That's right. And I don't want them to walk away. I want them to make hardware and consoles because I want the competition. If they suddenly walk away and become publishers and Sony's the last man standing, we're fucking done, right? They'll take the piss, right? Because Nintendo are playing by themselves in the corner somewhere, right?
Kleenex when you want to play by yourself in the corner.
That's right. When you've got sticky moments in the corner, Kleenex will wipe up all your little mess.
Jesus.
But that's my point, right? So I want them to be competitive, right? But I am upset with them because of all those reasons I've said. I'm upset with them because I bought an Xbox One X like an idiot nearly 2 years ago, and within less than 2 years they've said, oh, fuck the Xbox One X, we've got a newer console now. Now, I know that happens inevitably, and I know Sony released a PS4 Pro, but they did that a year before that. So I've actually now got 3 years in November, or roughly that time, with a PS4 Pro, and by the time the PS5 comes out, I've had 4 years out of it. So I've got my money's worth out of it. But Microsoft are telling me less than 2 years later, after getting an Xbox One X, and I got it on day one, I'm a fucking idiot, right? And I love that console. That's a great bit of hardware. They're saying to me, at E3 in June, just gone, oh, we got something even better.
Yeah.
And I'm like you now. I'm like, well, DrunknMunky was always really hard over him because I used to say, well, don't you want to get an Xbox One X? I think they're pretty cool. And are you interested in getting a next Microsoft console when Halo Infinite comes out next year and all this bullshit? And he's like, no, they insulted me. They fucking made me buy Kinect again. And now I've become your line of thinking by saying, yeah, but these fuckwits made me buy two consoles. I bought the original Xbox One with that bullshit Kinect that looked like a fucking VCR player that had no games on it. Then I bought an Xbox One X, and in that spate of time, they've then said to everybody, oh, you don't need it. You can play games on PC.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you fucking serious now? So why did I buy an Xbox One X? I could have bought I could have played them on my PC.
Yeah.
And because Game Pass, I think, is actually the root cause of this evil. Right? And I say that because even though I still like the service and you get decent games on there, like I think I just downloaded Kingdom Come Deliverance on there, which I've not played before and I want to play it. And I still think it's good value for money. But what it encourages is by putting quantity versus quality on there. It's like Netflix, right? So you got all these games you can choose from for a monthly fee. It sounds great on paper, but what's the quality of all those games on there, right? It's like Netflix. I can go to Netflix right now and scroll through and go, they're all fucking shit. 80% of it's shit, right? I'm being real, and I've got Netflix. 20% of it's like awesome. Same as Game Pass. And even more insultingly is they put Game Pass on PC. So now why do I need a fucking console? So they're making it really difficult for me to say, being a console gamer primarily, why do I want to go get a new console when I can just play all this shit on a PC? Yeah. And then they turn around and say, oh, fuck, we'll put Cuphead on, which is one of their best exclusives on the Switch. That says to me they're dipping their toes in the water to be a publisher, right? I'm telling you now, that's what they're doing. They wouldn't be putting a game like Cuphead, which is one of their biggest exclusives, when they fucking had hardly any, on a competitive product. You're fucking kidding me. If you can't see that, you're blind. They're going to be a publisher. They're pulling out. They're pulling out. They don't care about console sales either. And if they put Game Pass on PC, that's another reason why they say, well, why would I buy another console from them? Plus all the stuff you said. You made me buy Kinect. You insulted me by giving me Killer Instinct as a sorry. All this other bullshit. You know the other thing that's infuriated Microsoft fans while I'm ranting? Remedy, who developed Alan Wake. Remember Alan Wake?
Yeah, absolutely. Great game.
Awesome exclusive game on the 360. Well, Microsoft didn't renew the IP and they let Remedy buy it off them or take it off them or whatever. I don't know the legal ramifications, but Remedy own Alan Wake. Remedy are about to release next week at the time of this recording, Control. Yeah. And it sounds like speculation, rumor, that Sony's about to buy Remedy. That means Sony may well get Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Just as Sunset Overdrive is part of the family of games that were developed by Insomniac. Microsoft didn't hold on to that. They did for the first one. It's unlikely the first one will go to the PS4 from what I've heard. But a sequel, if it does happen, but unlikely because I'll do Spider-Man 2, they can do it. So Microsoft are letting all their best exclusive fucking disappear. And that's why these Microsoft, and I agree with them, these people that believe, like the video show, hardcore fans, they're saying there are at least a couple of games that were really, really good exclusives and you've let them go. You've let them go, Phil. What are you doing, Phil? Phil Spencer, this is. You know, the head of Xbox. Why are you letting all these IP go? Maybe there's a really good reason for it. Don't work there. Don't know the insides and outs of it. But that's me now. I'm the guy that still fucking believes. I bought an Xbox One X for fuck's sake, right? You know what I use my Xbox One X for? A 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
What an insult. Even though it's a good 4K Blu-ray player, right? It's a cheap alternative to buying a standalone. I didn't want it for that. I wanted to play fucking games on it.
Yep. And games you could get nowhere else.
Exactly.
Would be well worth buying.
Exactly.
And you're not getting. Yeah,
I'm not getting it. No, because all these.
So why? My question is then, why would you buy into the next console? Well, I mean, I'm asking Jason. Why would you buy in to that?
I have no intention. I've switched back to PC.
Okay, but it's
for the exact same reason that Dano was talking about. I've switched back to PC because I can get my Game Pass games on PC.
And see now, I'm like, I'm not going to buy one. Because if I want to play a game on Game Pass, I'll just play it on PC.
So who is then?
That's a great question. Because
it's not going to be cheap.
No, it's going to be at least $700.
Yeah. So maybe those people they've paid.
The only little thing I'm going to say. Here's a little thing. Here's a little thing, right? One of the things the 360 did, it made you question whether or not you wanted to upgrade a PC or buy the Xbox 360. Because it was powerful enough
at that stage,
at that time, that if you had an older PC, it would run rings around it, right? Now, it sounds like that these new consoles are going to give you that same line of thinking again based on what the specs have been leaked as so far being. And so I might say, well, my PC isn't that powerful because it's now 4 or 5 years old. Fuck it, I'll buy a console and play these Microsoft games. But there's not enough. But the games that they've got as exclusive, I don't care about them. They're shit.
Yeah,
I've played all the exclusive games on console for the Xbox One.
It's going to take some serious good release.
Well, it has
launch
to.
titles.
Look, we're all in agreement here. Has to have Halo.
Has to have Halo.
Has to be.
They do. They've got Halo.
And it has to be then good.
It has to be a
word
great
of
Halo.
mouth gets out that you need to buy that console.
Okay, so you're a guy that had the Xbox original. Mm-hmm. I was the guy that laughed at your ass with the headset.
Yep.
Are you going to get a new Xbox console?
No, probably not. And it would take something. Like I think I spoke to you earlier. Halo would have to be the must-have, like the first one. I can't see it happening. Because I think that magical moment is gone.
That wow factor has just not there anymore.
But if it gave me the nostalgia of the first one with ray tracing, great graphics, 60 frames, big banshee battles, and all the things I ever wanted, and it works. Because we're not even discussed the Master Chief Collection yet.
Oh yeah.
If it works,
I forgot about that.
Oh gee.
Well, this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it now. The Xbox One is the worst console I've ever owned.
Agreed.
Ever.
Agreed.
Ever.
Agreed.
Well, for DrunknMunky, he's only played one game on it.
Yes.
Mate, this is a guy that was fucking obsessed by the 360, right?
Yeah.
This is how fucked that console is. But even now, that console pisses me off. It's shit. I log on to my Xbox One X and it goes, I don't know who you are. Can't find your account.
Could we finish the Master Chief Collection?
No.
Why would you release a game on... And it was 6 months after and they still hadn't fixed it. You're telling me they've done it now. But that's 3 years after.
It's still fucking shit, man. Pedro and I played it.
Yeah.
And every now and again, it's got a heap of lag. It's got a heap of issues. And I've got a fucking 100 megabit download on my internet. I've got fiber optic. And he's got cable. And you know what pisses me off? People say that Microsoft have the superior service. Now, technically they do. And then they say Sony's PSN shit. Well, you know what? Sony's never fucked me once.
Yeah.
Not one time. You and I log in, never a problem. You and I want to do party chat, never a problem.
Yep.
Right?
We play 4-player, Ghost Recon, everything's going on the screen, no issues.
And I'll tell you something now, it's gone down less than the Xbox 360 went down with Xbox Live. And this is what pisses me the fuck off. It is atrocious, that console. And even now, I'll log on to Xbox Live and it fucking doesn't know who I am. And I'm telling you now, I've booted it. I've done all sorts of bullshit with it. I've taken my account off. I've done everything. It doesn't know who the fuck I am. And when it does, it takes 20 times longer to load up the basic dashboard than the fucking PS4 does. What a disgrace. Absolutely disgrace. And that console, actually, from a hardware perspective, is really impressive. It's tiny, it's small. That's what she said. I had to throw it in at some point.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. You know what I mean? What a disgrace.
No, totally.
But I could forgive all of that if it had decent games on it. The only game that I've played on there that was actually original, was exclusive at one point, not now, was Sunset Overdrive. And I'd actually say to you, play it.
Yeah.
Right? You'd really like it.
I'll be fair, you did like Forza Horizon.
I do like
and
Forza.
You do recommend, yeah.
I do.
Yeah, but I play that on PC.
But he plays on.
Okay,
and see,
fair enough.
This is the fuck up,
Yeah.
right? Now, Microsoft, in my opinion, what they're trying to do is throw as many things at the wall and see what sticks.
Yes.
They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I really think they're lost, right? But at one point, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where Phil Spencer came into it, and he started making some changes, I thought, you know what? I actually think they're back on track. I think Sony are asleep at the wheel. I said that on a podcast very early on. But now I actually think, fuck me, I think Sony are on the ball again, and Microsoft don't know what they're doing. Now, I'm not saying Sony's not going to fuck up, because they probably will at some point, because that's what they do. They can't help themselves. But Microsoft are an abomination. I've never seen a company run for fucking so long, even Nintendo with a fucking Wii. The Wii U, sorry.
Jeez, that was a fuck up.
You know what? They recovered. They fucking recovered.
And look, it was just a slight misstep. I don't think they insulted the base. People just didn't get what the Wii U was.
That's right.
Is it the Wii? Is it an add-on?
Yeah.
It was just mismarketing.
Yeah, it's bad marketing.
I don't think it was a terrible machine.
But you've nailed it there, DrunknMunky. They didn't insult people. I think Microsoft have.
Yeah, they've insulted their
They've
fans.
insulted.
Yeah.
Well, they've insulted me.
Yeah.
Because I go back to 2006 when that fucking console came out, the 360. We stuck with it all the way through all the bullshit Dimatric years, Kinectimals, Kinect, bullshit, no fucking games, no fucking exclusives. We put up with the Xbox One day one, bullshit dashboard, bullshit Kinect, nothing works, everything's fucking twice as slow and shit. And now this is what they tell me. Now they tell me I can play it on PC. Are you fucking serious? That's how I feel. I spent fucking $700 or $600 on the Xbox One X only for them to tell me, I can play it on the PC. Halfway through the life of the Xbox One X, they made that decision. I think it was last year, Game Pass. It was
more recent as this year.
This year they came out and said Game Pass will be on PC.
E3, right?
Yep. But they did the Play Anywhere though.
Yeah.
Play Anywhere came maybe 2 years ago. But that's what they're telling me. They're telling me, don't worry, you don't need to buy a console.
Mind you, don't get me started.
That's exactly right. Why buy the console?
Why buy it,
No
man?
need.
Yeah.
There's no need.
If you have a PC, why would you?
No, you wouldn't.
Well, if you've got a mobile, really, or tablet, why would you?
Okay, so that's xCloud. And xCloud sounds like to me they really don't give a shit. What they're saying to me is, we're going to publish games and put them on everything.
I don't think they're going to publish games.
Rumor.
Yeah.
You know, there's a rumor, unsubstantiated, maybe full of bullshit, maybe crap, right?
But you're gay?
Yes, 100%.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm surprised you even said that, but maybe I do take it up the arse from every now and again.
You used to when you worked.
I tell you what, when I worked, I copped it up the arse repeatedly. Usually by someone going, where is spreadsheet? Oh, this is a problem. It's a problem.
I wish I'd never gone there.
See, you fucking did it, man. You started it, not me. Now, the point is that now I lost my track of thinking. I'm thinking of spreadsheets.
Pivot table.
No, about cloud gaming and stuff.
Yeah, xCloud.
The point,
or
what they're saying to
called.
me is they've got less emphasis on the actual device itself, which is the hardware, the traditional console, and it says to me they want to be a publisher.
Yeah,
that's what it says to me.
Well, they want to be a platform.
A platform, but primarily a publisher of games.
Yeah, well, a platform where other people can publish their games is probably the better way to phrase it.
to me, I don't. Okay, some people are happy with that. I don't like it. I've got a long memory, right? I've got no short-term memory, but I've got a fucking great long-term memory. And I remember being there very early on in the Xbox 360 days, loving the shit out of that console. It is truly one of the great consoles of all time. And now I've got this.
Yeah.
This is what Microsoft's saying to me, right? They're assuming I'm some fucking Johnny-come-lately and accepts this bullshit. I don't accept it. I don't accept your streaming bullshit solution. I don't accept you putting games on fucking PC and thinking it's okay that I bought a fucking Xbox One. I've got a PC. What did I buy that for? I'm an idiot, though. Yeah, I am an idiot. Right? I shouldn't have done it. But that really annoys me. And you're
What does
right.
that say about Pickle Bear?
Well, Pickle Bear's shattered because shout out to the
You
Pickle
convinced
Bear.
him to fucking
Well, you
buy
know
one.
what, Pickle Bear? If you've got some tears,
Yes.
why don't you wipe them away with some Kleenex? Wipe them away with Kleenex. The tears of an Xbox console you never use. You know, I get it. You've seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
You know what? You know when Walter White was doing deals with the Chicken Man?
Yeah.
You get a text message, Polos ?
Yes.
Well, the Pickle Bear sends me a text message and it's got race ? Because he wants me to do some racing in Formula One. But I've been a bit busy lately, so I haven't had a chance to fucking do it.
So, with this in mind, then you're going to be there midnight for PS5. Yes.
100%.
Yep.
Because I'll tell you what, I'm not saying Sony has been perfect. I'm not saying that. I remember their dark days with the PS3, but
They never insulted you, though.
They've never insulted me.
They made a few mistakes.
They've made mistakes,
Yeah.
but they're not insulting me.
Yeah.
And they're giving me lots of reasons to buy their hardware, right? Because I can't play it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Now, they might let a few little exclusives go on PC. They've said that openly.
Yeah.
But the big ones, like
Last of Us 2.
I can't play that anywhere else but a
absolutely.
PlayStation 4,
Yeah.
right? And the next big batch of games that they've got, like Spider-Man 2, I need a
But only be on, yes.
I need a
Sony.
PS5,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So I have to get a PS5.
Yeah.
That's what I want, right? But with Microsoft, they're saying, oh, well, fuck, play it over here, play it over there, fucking play it up in the air, right? I don't like that. I don't like that because I'm an old school gamer like you are. I like to have a box, and I do like to have a, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And it works.
Yep.
Look at him, the silent one. Look at the silent one.
It's just, last time I was on your podcast, the tone was all light and fluffy and airy.
This is the complete opposite.
We mentioned the word Microsoft and it goes
We've ripped the
dark.
Yeah, well, but am I wrong? Or
No, because it's not now. It's not a thing that makes me happy. It's not. We talked about the 360 in the last podcast, and I was
fucking
hyped
love
up
that thing.
and I loved it, and there's a passion and affection for it. And it's like now it's just it's the difference between Empire Strikes Back and Last Jedi.
Oh, fuck the Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I talk about Empire.
That's a good segue, actually.
Yeah. But if I talk about Last Jedi, oh gee,
Well,
we don't.
Oh, gee.
No, well, I'll tell you,
gee.
I'll tell you something.
That's a bad film.
Here's the thing.
Okay, so look, we ain't got. I don't know how much more time we get, but
Yeah,
I
heaps of
wanted.
time.
Okay, but I wanted to bring in, if we could, then to change because this is.
Yes!
Baby. This has become very dark. But can we semi-lighten it up and talk just so that we nice little segue. Disney Plus and the streaming, because obviously yesterday we got the Mandalorian trailer, which you've seen.
No, I haven't
You've not-
seen it yet.
I
no.
haven't seen
Well, I liked it. It looked dark. It looked good. Look, trailers always fool us because the Last Jedi trailer looked good.
Are you falling for the spell? Are you under the spell of
What they have
Disney?
sold, look, they are doing what? This is the segue here is Xbox getting everything wrong and Disney doing everything right. They've looked at their base and said, right, people like Star Wars, people like Marvel, people like, for my daughter's generation, Lizzie McGuire, High School Musical, and they've included all of that. And they're saying, give it a go. They're not promising us the earth. They said, this is what we've got. Give it a go.
Mind you, they got a lot.
They have got a lot.
So you're
Well,
talking about the streaming service.
the streaming. It's $8.99 Australian.
What's it called? Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, $8.99 a month, which is way cheaper than Netflix.
Yep.
Or you can pay.
Particularly if
I
you've got
think
multiple
it's-
devices,
Yeah, and I think
yeah.
you can pay $66 a year, which I
Yep.
also like because it commits you.
Yep.
All right.
Very clever.
They're talking about how they're going to get around this Netflix sharing of password thing. That's one of the big things they're talking about. But I like the idea.
I think Netflix will offer a yearly subscription.
Will I give it a go? Hell yeah. And yet again, they can prove to me, I don't think they're going to turn around and sort of say, well, now you've subscribed and all you're going to get is, Lady and the Tramp 2 and all the rest of it. I think it will be something for me.
We got to remember what they own now. 20th Century Fox.
Simpsons.
Well, they own it. Fox. They own the whole.
The next live action movie, which is Lady and the Tramp, is exclusive streaming. It's not movie. It's
and that's the way things are going.
Yeah, and that's going to be big.
See, I don't like this shit, man, because you know what's happening. You pay for Disney Plus, then you pay for Netflix, then you pay for Stan, then you
absolutely.
pay and then let's add it to the games. Not that I'm saying we'd do this. Google. Then we pay for friggin' Microsoft's xCloud or whatever they're going to call it. Then we pay for... Before you know it, you're paying multiple service providers for limited content. And if you want all the content, you're paying a lot of money per month, right?
Yep.
And I don't like it, right? And I used to say, well...
It's a great business model, though.
Well, it is, but it's not good for the consumer. It's not good for us, right? And at the end of the day, I used to think, well, the cable box is dead, but now I want the cable box back. I want that one box with all the shit on it, and I pay 1 month for one thing, right? Now I'm paying every Tom, Dick, and Harry for different services, and I don't like it. And now they've all got a whiff. And if you think I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's happening in gaming, right? So you're going to start saying, all right, well, I liked Ubisoft a lot, so I'm going to pay $10 a month for the Ubi Play or whatever it's called, and then I'm going to play EA Access, and then I'm going to pay Microsoft's Game Pass, and I'm going to pay Sony's PS Now, and then I'm going to pay this and pay, and then I'm going to pay PSN, and I'm going to pay Xbox Live Gold. Are you fucking serious? Well, before you know it, you're paying hundreds of dollars a month for bullshit,
For just entertainment.
For entertainment.
All right. Okay. I totally agree with you.
That's my concern with it.
But here's my counter argument to that, right? I go and watch one movie in a VMAX cinema. I pay $28 for the ticket because it's in bloody 3D. I've got to buy popcorn and I've got to buy a drink and
a choc top.
And I'm 50 and a choc top. Yeah, get your choc top from Orpheum. They're the best choc tops in the world.
We've got a lot of ads. We're not sponsored by Choc Top or Orpheum, but if we were, we would say that if you want a delicious choc.
So I'm 60 quid down, right? 60. Sorry, I've just been back to England. I'm $60 down. For that, I can get Disney Plus for a year. So it's telling me it's per hour of entertainment.
Yeah,
that's
I
not
agree.
good value.
I get it, but I think the ultimate value of entertainment is gaming. Because if you got a 30-hour game and it costs you $79, that's the cheapest form of entertainment.
Same argument then. Xbox Live, PSN. It's the cost of one game for a whole year.
But I just don't like...
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but look, I'm not a big consumer of TV anyway. I don't consume my content.
You seem to watch a lot more than I do.
No, I don't watch TV, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I will not pay...
Do you don't know what happened on Love Island?
No.
I thought that was next week's podcast.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I'm not
is
coming
that
back.
Love Boat taking another run? Is it that one?
I have no idea.
I don't know. No, but I don't want to pay all this bullshit. Now, I live in the fucking 80s. You know what the 80s was on TV? The old man would hit you in the back of the head and go change it to Channel O and go to bed.
You were the remote.
Yeah.
You were the controller.
Yeah, and I was the Kinect.
Way ahead of Kinect. Yeah, you were the original Kinect.
That's right. He says, get off and... You know, it'd be bedtime. It'd be about fucking 9 o'clock.
The gesture was...
it was like this. Right? It was a flick in the back of the head and he was like, hey, you, go change the channel.
Then I was like...
Channel O. Right, no bullshit. You know what happened? You go to
SBS
bed.
come out.
SBS would be on.
Yeah.
You go to bed.
Inspector X.
Mate, about 10, 15 minutes in, you get up because you needed a piss or something like that.
There's
and
tits everywhere.
There's tits all over the TV, right? World movies, right? And
Dad's got the Kleenex for when you're watching world movies.
That's right. You'd be standing there, SBS, and there'd be like humping. There'd be tits everywhere, and you'd be like, and then Dad'd turn around and go, "Oi, what are you doing?" I go, "What's this movie?" And he goes, "Not a movie for you." And you'd be like, "Ah, fuck," and you'd go back home, and you would need some Kleenex.
Inspector X, adult only version.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, Inspector Rex was not on with
So
my
are you
days.
telling me you're not interested in Disney Plus?
No,
I'll be getting it from day one.
No, you know
You will
what?
be?
Yeah, fucking
No, but see, I'm not. I don't think I'm the target market because I don't like Disney at all. Fuck Disney.
It's not Disney. The
It's
amount
Marvel,
of IP that
Star
Disney
Wars,
own.
yeah.
It's
20th
everything.
Century Fox.
You won't be able to get it anywhere
I'm
else.
going to be really honest here and controversial. You ready for this?
Uh-oh.
I'm fucking done with superhero movies. Dun, dun,
Oh yeah, I'm
dun.
done. I'm done with superhero.
I'm done with it,
movies.
man. I'm done.
Have you seen Endgame yet?
I've got the Blu-ray. I just bought.
keep
No.
saying that.
I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a little
Yeah,
story.
He's been too busy.
No, I've been.
Yeah.
No.
Getting me shoes wet.
I got him shoes whiz.
How's your back, by the way?
I am a little bit sore.
From yoga.
I did yoga, and downward dog's a fucking bitch, right? No, don't fucking pick on me. You should be happy for me, you little pricks.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. He's in on it now. He's part of it now.
so good.
No.
This is a write-off.
No, this is a fucking bad. This is a bad podcast.
That's what she said.
That's what she. This podcast's disappointing. That's what she said. What did you ask me? Oh no, what happened? No, the Endgame. I did buy the 4K Blu-ray, but what happened was my subwoofer shit itself, and I bought another.
He sends me a pic in the week with his massive subwoofer.
Oh, fuck!
He's got
I bought this
neighbours.
subwoofer. Shout out to Sunfire. What a fucking mate! The place. I almost broke a window. Fuck. It's No, I wasn't going to watch any.
He's the one bitching about his neighbours.
I was send dick pics. He sent subwoofer pics.
I did. I was going to say, no, that's right. That's more sexy than a dick pic. I said, no, I tell you what, that's sexy shit. Looking at a naked subwoofer.
It wasn't even out of the box yet.
I was gonna do an unboxing.
You should have done
But I was gonna do it. You know what we should do? We should do a seductive unboxing. Get the white gloves, pull it out. You know, take the foam, rub the cone,
Get the Kleenex.
Get the Kleenex. Yeah. No, because I didn't want to watch Endgame without a subwoofer.
Yeah.
So I got a new subwoofer, right, and I've hooked it all up, and it's a fucking beast. I'm so happy with myself, and I'm going to watch it now because I've not seen it, and I needed the bass, but I'm a little bit if I've heard good things about Endgame, but if I'm getting a little bit tired with it.
Jason, Relaxation. Have you seen it?
Of course.
Yes.
What was that?
The glove.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yes.
What, Michael Jackson's glove? Shaman. He's like,
Yeah. Come on.
I was ready to go.
Of course I've seen it.
I was ready to hear.
And what did you think of it?
I thoroughly
I
enjoyed
think it's the
it.
best superhero
Yeah.
movie I've seen. So if you say now I'm over superhero,
I don't know.
movies,
I
see
still
that
love.
first.
I still have a soft spot for Thor.
Ragnarok.
Oh god, that movie.
That was
that
good
makes,
movie.
makes me laugh
That
so hard.
director's doing Mandalorians.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm excited.
Oh, man,
for
I've been-
$8.99.
I've been
I'll
down
fucking
this
play that.
road before with Star Wars. I'm fucking done. I can't do it anymore. Mary Poppins in space.
I am not going. Yeah, but I'm not going to let Ryan Johnson, right?
That prick.
Put me off. Put me off. No, Star Wars. Look, there are some bad. There's good and bad. Look, Star Trek.
Oh, fuck me.
There's good. There's bad.
This
but
is
you
the
don't
thing.
then give everything up because one idiot decides to rewrite
But
Mary
this is the thing.
Poppins.
My major favourite franchises in the world are fucked. Star Trek is an absolute abomination. I don't care. Shout out to Serious Sam. Get on this podcast, you motherfucker. There is no way. And he's going to come on the. He's a bit like you. He's got an English accent. He'll be like.
It'll be sad now that you called him a motherfucker.
It's the outrageous allegations you made against me. He gets on the podcast. Have you heard the podcast? He goes, "It's the allegations you made against me." And he'll use a big word like vexatious. And I'm like, listen here, you prick. I just said you fucking, I don't like Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery is an absolute fucking disgrace. Absolute disgrace. I'm telling you now, the worst fucking thing I've ever seen. Like Microsoft, it insults me.
Yeah.
It insults me now.
You came out fuming.
I fucking
that movie.
hate that.
Yeah.
Star Trek. So the Netflix series Star Trek Discovery insults me. I won't watch it because it's boring and it's shit. Right? Mm-hmm. And that movie, what was that last Star Trek movie we saw? Into Darkness? No.
Into Darkness was the middle one.
That was okay.
Discovery, was it? Or
No.
what was the-
What was the
With
last
the Beastie Boys cassette.
Yeah.
Took on the
So
universe.
fucking the Enterprise is fighting in space on a. Yeah, can't stand it. You know I planned it. Fuck off, man. You know what I'd rather have?
We're only give him a 5.0.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I'd rather have? If they're going to do that bullshit, you know what I'd rather have? The fucking Enterprise fighting Romulans or whatever it was, and you hear this. Boys to Men. At the end of the road, you belong to me.
Boom, boom, boom.
I was going to play that as your opening song.
I'm trying to figure out how do we get to here.
Or I was going to play...
Come from
Or-
Star.
I got no
idea what Star Wars.
I was
Star
going to
Trek,
play...
Boys to Men.
But you see how much respect I had for you? Because I was going to do Back to Life by Soul to Soul, but I knew you'd get the shits with it. He has never let that go, you know that? As in a cup.
Do you know that story?
I don't know. Is this a round?
So we're going up to Gosford for an A-League match, right?
Yeah, as you do.
And fair enough, they're playing, they're playing all their stuff, The Cure, and they put Arctic Monkeys on, maybe a bit of Simple Minds or whatever. And then suddenly, because it was random, your iPod was on random.
Yeah, actually, no, I think I might have had Fantastic Phil being a DJ in the front.
Okay.
And I said...
And as I've said before, I look a bit like Samuel L. Jackson. So Soul to Soul comes on. He goes, oh yeah, something for DrunknMunky.
No. You've got
I said, what the hell do you mean by that?
No, you got it slightly wrong, right? Because Fantastic Phil's going through the iPod and he sees Soul to Soul. And Back to Life comes on, so it goes back to life, back to reality, right? And I turn around in the car and I go, do you like Soul to Soul? And you know what you said? What, because I'm black? That's the fucking story. That's no bullshit. Right? You know that's fucking true. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Right?
And then I must have had 6 weeks to go. I actually saw them in concert.
And you said they were pretty good.
They were awesome.
Yeah.
So yes, I do like them, but not because I'm black.
Not because I'm black.
Where was that? That was in London.
Yeah. That was. So it was called On Blackheath. So there was Jamiroquai, Soul to Soul.
You didn't like Jamiroquai?
I thought, oh mate, I'm telling you.
Did he have a nice hat at least?
No,
listen
to this story.
Imagine you've got. How can I put this? Actually, yeah, it's the difference between 1950s Elvis and Fat Elvis. And Fat Elvis doing the 1950s stuff. It looked wrong. He'd let himself go and he's bopping around his beer belly. It's like the uncle at the wedding who shouldn't be on the dance floor. He's got his tie around his head.
Shocked when you told me this.
He just looked awful. And I turned around to my missus and said, shall we go? Because I'd had such a Soul to Soul killed it.
Yeah, right.
Swing Out Sister, Break Out was brilliant.
Oh yeah, that's
Incognito, brilliant. There's some great bands. We saw James Morris, but this guy came on. He was the headline, and he just looked wrong. I don't know.
Could he
Maybe
move?
I'm being fattest here.
Yeah.
But
You're in the wrong room.
mate, he made you two look anorexic. I'm sorry.
But did he? Could he move
takes
it
a fair
loose?
bit.
Did he move at all? Like, could he move?
Yes, but I'm saying he was trying to do the stuff he was doing in his 20s, and it just looked like some old dad shuffling on the dance floor, and it just didn't look right. It did. It's like, sit down, Dad, you're embarrassing. You know how you kids say, sit down, you're embarrassing me.
Because whenever you say the uncle at the wedding, I always think of your uncle in England.
Oh, matey.
Can I tell this story?
You can tell him the matey story.
Help me out with it. This is a fucking cracker, right? We're way off the rails today.
I've given up.
We're on Disney Plus to matey, but go on.
We'll go back to Disney, right? Because Serious Sam, I've got to fix up his motherfucking bullshit. Right, I've made a mess and I've got to fix it up.
I've changed the tone.
I got to because Serious Sam
would have been like, you called me out and I don't know why.
I'll tell you, he's a fucking pit bull. He won't let it go. If I say something to him, he goes, it's just the allegations.
He'll have his notes.
He'll come in, the little prick. He'll come in and go, you said at the 1 hour and 15 mark, you said that I was a prick. And
the accent's so fucking bad. I love it.
You can do accents brilliantly.
Yeah.
I've seen you do brilliant ones.
Just not
You're
English.
Shit at English
I can't
ones.
do English accents.
Oh,
No.
apart from Liverpudlian. For spiders. You can do
Yeah,
spiders.
the guy at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
He says,
Opposite Anfield.
he says to us, I know where you're from, and we told him, and he goes, I said, what do you do? He goes, I'm a gardener. And I said, oh, really? He goes, I guess I heard in Australia the big fucking spiders. He goes, I fucking hate spiders. I hear in Australia there's a whole type of spiders. I fucking hate spiders, and I'm a gardener. Then he says, last week I had to go to this old lady's house. She had a fucking spider in the backyard. I gave her a tenner to get rid of the fucking spider. Then he turns to your daughters and he goes, you right, girls, you right? Going back to this story, what fucking story was it?
Matey.
I stayed with the DrunknMunky's fucking relative's house there, his uncle. He's a beautiful mate. He knows I'm from Australia, and he comes up to me and he goes, hello, matey. Right? I can't do the accent. I won't even try. So I get called matey. This is the best bit. One morning, I wake up and the uncle's leaning over me and staring at me. and he's quite an imposing looking dude, and I fucking shit myself. He goes, "You want breakfast?" I went, "Oh, okay." And I get up, and he goes, "You want toast?" I went, "Yeah, okay." And he made me some toast, and he says, "Does Michael want toast?" I go, "I don't know." He goes, "I'll make him some toast." He made Michael, no bullshit, a loaf of bread worth of toast.
This is 6 in the morning.
This is 6 in the morning.
I'm not up till 9.
Now, here's the thing about the Drunken Monkey. He likes his toast in a certain way.
Yeah.
And so the toast has to be leaned against each other and let to cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Now, I learnt this the hard way.
Is that so it doesn't go soggy underneath?
Yeah, it doesn't go soggy. The steam doesn't get in. I don't like my butter melted on toast. I like it so it's crispy.
Yeah. So I learnt this the hard way, but I got it. But matey, the uncle, he didn't get it. I actually said to him, I don't think the Drunken Monkey likes his toast that way. And he says, what's his problem? I go, okay, didn't say shit. After he's made 20 slices of bread, he says, "Let's go for a walk."
Why so much toast?
No, mate, this gets weirder. It's fucking. He says, "Let's go for a walk." This is fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. But this is the English summertime, so the sun's fucking way up. I don't know what I was doing. And I'm walking out the back with a guy in a dressing gown, and he's walking down the backyard, and there's a dead bird. And he says, "What happened here?" I said, "I don't know." He goes, "Why'd it die?" I go, "I don't know." He says, "They keep dying." I go, "What keeps dying?" He goes, "These birds, they keep dying." "Why did this happen? Do you know what happened?" I go, "I don't know, fucking." I didn't know what I was doing. He had dead birds. He had about 3 dead birds in his backyard, and he goes, "They keep dying. Why do these keep dying?" And he accused me of it. I went, "Fuck!" And he just called me matey all the time.
I get up and he goes, "Michael," I goes, "What?" He goes, "Your uncle's made you some toast." And the toast was still there. He'd been there for 3 hours.
The toast was fucked. It was a loaf of bread. The toast was fucked. The toast was a fucking disgrace.
And I think I know what happens to the birds, because I think people come, they look at the toast and throw it out the window. It kills the birds. Die.
Mate, he had a backyard of dead birds. No bullshit. But he was
feeding them the fucking toast.
But he was walking up and down. He was walking up and down the yard in a dressing gown, going. And then he picks it up in his hands. I go, "Why don't you get a fucking shovel?" And he looked at me and goes, "What? What'd you say?" I go, "Oh, nothing."
You didn't want him to have a shovel in his hand just in case.
Mate,
while I'm at it.
he just looked at me and goes, "What? Mate, no. The uncle was a cracker. But going back to fucking... What was
Disney
it?
Plus. Boys for Men.
I got no idea what we're talking... Serious Sam, you haven't closed that loop
Let me
yet.
mop up the Serious Sam bullshit. Serious Sam would go on and go, "It's just the allegations." I'm like, well, no.
The uncalled for. I thought it was uncalled for.
He goes, "Uncalled for allegations." And I'm like, well, listen here, Serious Sam.
Don't be so serious.
Don't be so serious. Star Trek Discovery is shit, right? Now, come on the podcast and fucking tell me why it's not shit, because it's fucking shit. And that last movie, that last Star Trek movie, I remember you turning to me and go, "That's your fucking Phantom Menace."
Yeah.
That was the lowest point.
Yeah. Jump the shark moment.
Oh my, that was the Phantom Menace. But you know what? I'm going to say it now. We talked about it on the way up here. I'd rather the Phantom Menace than the Last Jedi. No bullshit.
Absolutely.
Last Jedi.
No
was
fucking.
absolutely
That was
Absolutely.
the. Remember when you and I walked into the movies?
I'd rather buy the new Xbox and watch you.
Yeah, fucking oath.
again.
I'd rather.
Now,
I'd
buy
rather,
the new Xbox 2 days before the new one comes
Yeah.
out.
I'd rather buy the Xbox with a fucking Kinect 3.0 and fucking Kinectimals 2.0, right?
I'd love to see you play Kinectimals.
I'd fucking lose. Fuck that. I hate that thing so much.
Can we live stream
Right?
it?
I just lose it. I'd lose it. I can't do it, man.
I want you both to play fucking Kinectimals. It'd be the funniest fucking thing ever. Can we please make that happen? Can you even get a Kinect anymore?
Yeah, I've got one.
Under my cupboards, gathering dust.
Oh, can we please
This
do
is
it?
why I'm angry at myself. I fucking fell for it. I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. I bought that shit. I bought that shit and I paid for it out of my fucking hard-earned money. I was a fucking believer. And they pissed and shit on me. They pissed on shit on me more than fucking Disney pissed and shit on Star Wars. They pissed and shit on Star Wars. And you know what? I'm fucking CBS. They pissed and shit on Star Trek. And I'll stand by the fact, Serious Sam. I say it now, Serious Sam. I'd rather fucking the Enterprise go through space rather than the Beastie Boys. I'd rather have Boyz II Men going at the end of the road. I belong to you. Imagine if the Enterprise was a 5.0. There's a fat and fucking vanilla rice on the Enterprise.
Oh, fuck, man.
Oh, fuck. No, but
Wait to segue Vanilla Ice into that. Awesome.
Yeah, you had to do it.
Vanilla Rice is he's a property guy now.
Yeah,
He sure
he
shit
does those
can't
renovation things, doesn't he?
He's doing really well. He
Didn't make it from his music.
Mate, he's a really smart guy with real estate.
yeah.
He
No
goes
bullshit.
in and fixes up buildings. If there's a
He
problem,
flips
I'll
shit.
solve it.
Oh, fuck me. Vanilla Rice, mate.
Oh, dear.
You know what? Remember when I went up to your daughters once? No bullshit. And I went up to them and said, "You know, you're wiggity whack." And they looked at me and they said, "What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about, Retro Dan?" And you've turned around and go, "Don't you know that crisscross will make you jump?"
Chaos. isn't it?
Crisscross will make
You
you
having to
jump.
go with them for like in one direction, and he goes, "They're not wiggity whack."
That's right.
What?
Because they come out every fucking time I see him. It was the Bieber. And I'm like, what? What's Justin Bieber? This is like years ago.
What's a
Right.
Bieber?
Yep.
And they're like, oh, he's so awesome. I go, well, what's he sing? Ooh, baby, baby, ooh, ooh. Right. And I'm like, is that it? And they're like, oh, he's so awesome.
No. I'm gonna stay. That's only my youngest, because my eldest would kill me if she thought she was into Justin Bieber, not the eldest one.
The youngest one was
youngest
way...
loved the Biebs.
Yeah, then she was into the 1975.
1975, and they were teaching you all of this stuff then. And
Well,
then it was
yeah.
One Direction.
Yeah, One Direction.
And then it was all
that
about,
was a
yeah.
big thing, One
Oh,
Direction.
yeah.
And what else was there? There was something else. But I said to him, listen, man, I don't know about this One Direction. I think they're wiggity whack. And you knew what I was talking
they
about.
look like you're on drugs.
You're like fucking, you're like,
I lost.
you're thinking for a white boy, you're so hip. That's so fucking awesome. He said that.
He's got a stitch. He's laughing.
and the daughter looks at me. She goes, "You're a what?" I go, "Don't you know? Crisscross and make you jump." And they didn't know. We fucked with their minds for like hours. They didn't know. Oh fuck! Oh, that was gold. Disney Plus. Serious Sam. I apologise.
Actually, you are the flyest white guy I know. You really are.
Pretty fly for a white
I
guy.
am pretty
It is.
fly
No,
for a
you
white guy.
You are. You know all.
Well,
the
you know,
sides.
I do
even
like-
soul to soul, but there you go.
I like the older R&B or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
older rap,
Yeah.
like Cypress Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and-
Public Enemy.
Public
yeah,
Enemy.
We've seen all of those. Yeah.
like Ice-T,
Yeah.
all those sort of older 80s.
NWA.
NWA,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
NWA. I like that era.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you one thing about the modern era with that sort of...
most of it is crap. You know, this sort of ASAP Rocky and Pitbull and rubbish. I mean,
No.
I like Kendrick and there's some good stuff, but most of the modern hip hop is rubbish.
I don't understand it, and I don't really like it. But the older stuff, I really
it's
dig.
wickety whack. Yeah.
Fuck it. But even Chris Cross I'd take now over
Yeah.
this new shit.
Because they had a good beat.
They had a beat.
Yeah,
They
soul.
really did. They,
Yeah.
Your
you know,
old stuff is better than your new stuff.
yeah,
It is,
it was
mate.
awesome
And
back
they were
then.
sampling that.
Yeah,
stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get to Disney Plus,
You know what else
before
was?
you get to the end of the
The road, I belong to you. Actually, where is that fucking song? I'm gonna sing. We're gonna do it first, folks. We're gonna do an outro. That's right.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do an outro.
So you're not interested? in
What?
Disney Plus.
No, because I don't like enough Disney content. I know Marvel,
But it's not it's not Disney content. It's all Fox 21st Century Fox.
you know
everything.
What? I'm having a big dislike against Disney. I fucking don't like
It's just because you're very sad about Star Wars.
Okay, let's talk Star Wars for 5 minutes.
All right, then.
All right, let's get it out. I fucking hate the new Star Wars. I'm fucking done.
Pretty
I'm
sure
done
you've
with-
told us that
no,
before.
I'm fucking done with it, man. That movie, Last Jedi, was a fucking insult and a disgrace.
absolutely.
I don't care what anyone says. I'm done with it. Remember we went into the movies and I said, I bet you there's something in this fucking movie that's going to
pisses
piss
me
us off, right? And then you know what happened?
Within 30
Carrie
seconds.
Carrie Fisher was fucking Mary Poppins in space, and I turned to you and you turned to me and you said, that's it. That's
All
the
right,
moment.
so you say that. So let me give you an analogy then, right? You're Mr. and Mrs. Hitler. And you've got 5 previous kids, and the 6th one turns out to be the last Jedi. Do you not then love the other kids?
Could one of them be known as Wolfie?
Do you not then love the other kids?
I love all of mine.
Yeah, apart from Adolf.
Okay.
Exactly.
I love all of my...
Yeah. So you can't blame the other kids because Adolf, Return of the Jedi, turned out to be rubbish.
Let's be honest. There's 3 good movies. They've made quite a lot.
There's more bad movies than there are good movies.
There are now, yes.
There are now.
There are now.
That's the point.
4-3, isn't it?
It's 4-3. It's like a really
I think
fucking
there's
long
more,
game of
man.
soccer.
Okay, the originals are classics, timeless.
Yeah.
Even Return of the Jedi, which is the weakest of the originals.
Yes.
Okay? Yes.
Okay.
Now, the prequels, they were shit.
Yeah.
Okay?
Do they
now,
exist?
the Disney movies. The first one,
Rogue One?
A Force Awakens.
Oh, Force Awakens?
Safe, okay.
Safe, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Now, Rogue One, debacle. The start of that movie is a fucking disgrace. It made no sense. The only thing I'll say, and I said this to Sassy Sahini, shout out to her, can't even say her name now because I've got a fucking speech impediment, because you know why? I'm worried about Serious Sam now. I'm going to get a serious motherfucking phone call, and he's going to get all serious with me like, it's just the allegations. I listen back to my podcast, you fuck. Great. No, I don't like that movie up until the 3/4 mark.
Yeah.
The ending of that movie is excellent.
Yeah.
I will say that. It actually felt Star Wars again, and it felt that it actually made sense.
Yeah.
Whereas the start of it was a bit all over the place, right?
Saul Guerrero.
Yeah, it didn't make...
Yeah.
And Solo was... It was just nah.
Yeah.
It plotted.
It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't horrible.
But I don't need to know where the dice come
No.
from. I don't need that,
Zero fucks given.
how he got the Millennium Falcon.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah.
No, and not only that, it was like, but it wasn't a good action movie. Because now, you know what I hear now to people that defend Star Wars, or people that just say, well, you don't have to be a Star Wars fan, but it's a good action movie. No,
There was lots of
it's not a good action. It's not a good action movie. No, it's not. It was boring. I don't care what anyone
That
says.
spaceship running out of fuel.
Well, as if you wouldn't have predicted the ending from
Right?
right at the start.
Not only that, let's go back to The Last Jedi. If you want to use that thinking of it was a good action movie, no, it actually wasn't. It was boring. That casino bit was shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Right?
that was
The
horrible.
Canterbury scene did not need to exist.
No.
Yeah.
Now listen, you were a guy that collected. You had a major Star Wars collection.
massive,
I remember when I first met you. Your collection was fucking huge.
Yeah.
You had a room, and it inspired me to get my collection. Right. He offered to sell it to me at one point.
I know he did. Yeah.
Right. But that's more pussy repellent that I don't need. But the point is, you were a big Star Wars fan,
Yeah.
right?
That's the name of your book right there.
Yeah, it's going to
Pussy
be.
repellent.
That's right. Coming soon, pussy repellent.
And they're exactly like that, but spelt with CU.
You know what it's going to be in 2019. A middle-aged fat bald nerd
Teachers, not nerds.
teaches non-nerds how to actually communicate with nerds and maybe fall in love with them, or maybe not. But you know what you're not to do? Make pussy repellent. That's the name of my book, coming soon, you fucks. Pussy repellent. No, I just don't like this Star Wars universe. I just don't
we're
like
back. So we're back
I
on
don't like
form
it.
now. We're just digressing.
I'm
on
just
this
so
podcast.
confused. Yeah, it's all good fun.
The last podcast was so regimented.
this
This,
is the
one's
word-
all over the place.
this is word-
You know why? Because he hasn't written anything down.
No, I wrote. Okay, the last podcast.
All
I
he's
wrote-
got down is Boys to Men and the book.
No, I've got 2 words, you fuck. Xbox, and then an arrow, Xbox One. That's a lot of preparation.
He thought about that long and hard.
Yeah, we got the lyrics to End of the Road because we're going to do a segue out today. First time.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we're doing an outro.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's how it's going to be. But I just want to finish.
Yeah.
Because I don't want Serious Sam to hate me too much.
No, but finish off this Star Wars
No,
analogy.
look, I don't. It's just I just don't like them. I just don't like the movies. They're not entertaining. I don't find them to be like good. They're just not good.
They're just not fun.
And I had a little theory with Fantastic Phil. Shout out to him. Remember when I said a long time ago, I felt that Disney were putting themselves into a corner because they were basically giving themselves maybe 2 or 3 years time.
Yep.
To film and produce these movies. That wasn't a lot of time to fix fuck-ups. And what's happened is, particularly with Rogue One, I think it was... Solo, sorry. There were fuck-ups where they fired those 2 directors.
Yep.
And then they brought in Ron Howard.
Yep.
That's not a lot of time that left to get these movies out because they've committed themselves. What they said was, correct me if I'm wrong, every year for the next 6 years you're going to get a Star Wars movie, right?
Yes.
Now that creates a problem. If something goes wrong, you can't say,
quantity
instead
over
of 2019,
quality.
we'll make it 2020.
Yeah.
So I said to Fantastic Phil, shout out to him, I feel they've boxed themselves into a corner straight away and we're going to get mediocre movies. And I knew from the start we weren't going to get
You're breaking all the things.
the microphone's broken. This
I
is
got it. That's
this
okay.
is a fucking disaster. This podcast.
I got it.
But I don't think we're going to get Aliens.
Yeah.
We weren't going to get a classic.
Yeah.
Right? And I've been
Not under those time pressures, no way.
but I've been proven right. And I didn't want to be proven right. I wanted to be wrong.
Yeah.
And so I'm just not, I don't care. The problem is, a bit like the Xbox, I just don't care anymore. I'm just over. I'm done, man. They insulted me with The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
You can go to the movies and tell me it's awesome.
No.
And maybe then...
That ain't
We
gonna
went
happen.
in there really looking forward to that movie.
It fucking killed
we
me.
came out and I don't think we said a word, did we?
No.
I just walked to the car.
You shook your head. You know what? Actually, I'll tell you what you did. You shook your head. Then you put something on Facebook. Worst fucking movie I've ever seen. Disgrace. Something like that. And then I said, Michael, was it me or was it you or whatever? And you've just like this. You held your phone up. And it was literally what you posted on Facebook. And I've gone, there you go. That's it. But that movie was the last chance for me. That was the last chance saloon, right? Where I want. That was my last midnight launch, whatever you want to call it,
never
midnight
doing that
showing.
again. Yeah.
Where
No
that
way.
was it, right? I'm done. To me, it's straight to fucking DVD. I don't care. I really don't care about it. I'm done with it. I'll watch it in my own sweet time. And when I have watched things like Solo and I think it was even Rogue One in my own sweet time, I didn't give a fuck. Didn't care. They're just shit. They're whatever. They're not Star Wars. They insult me. They piss and shit on it. They piss and shit on Star Wars, and they piss and shit on Star Wars. And Serious Sam, I'm sorry if I offended you. It's just the allegations.
He's getting a lot of shout outs today.
Well, you know what? I got a lot of time for young Serious Sam. He just needs to lighten up a little
Why
bit.
so serious?
Why so serious? No, I'm done. I'm done with Star Wars, man.
Yeah.
Have we-
On this one, it's the movies was 4-3, but for Disney Plus, it's 2-1. Yeah, I think I'll be giving it a go.
I can understand if you've got a family or you've got people in your family that grew up on certain TV shows. But I'm just saying, for me personally, Marvel movies are not enough for me to subscribe to their bullshit. Right? That's it. Because I'd rather buy the movie if I like it, like Endgame. That's my, I guess, my consumption of their products. But I am not giving those fucks money. I don't want to give. I fucking hate Disney. Fuck them. And I don't want. I know I've been to Disneyland. I don't want to fucking ever go again. Fuck. I don't want a part of. No, I'm fucking done with that. Mickey
No,
Mouse.
you're the fun
Do you know when you
police.
went to one of those rides? Did one of the attendants touch you or something? You just seem very.
I don't like what they've done, man. I don't
Go
like
to my happy place.
I don't. I just don't.
happy place, my
No,
house.
I just don't like what they do to products. Everything they touch is shit. Everything they touch is shit. That's my opinion in the modern world. I don't think they've done one fucking good thing. I don't think they have. I'm sorry. You know? And subscribing and giving them money for products I can just go buy on my own and consume. Like, that's the other thing. I don't like streaming anyway, really, because I don't own anything. I'd rather, if I really like Endgame, like I did, I'll go buy the DVD or the Blu-ray, whatever, and I'll consume it that way, and I own it.
Yeah.
But to give somebody your money for every month and just have the privilege of using their bullshit products, fuck off. You know, I do it for Netflix, but if Netflix turns out to be like a debacle,
Which is
like
becoming.
which is becoming, like I go on Netflix now, I go, fuck, there's not much on this.
Mate, there is nothing on Netflix.
Right? That's just
I've
me.
run out of stand-up comedy. I'm officially got nothing to
That's
watch
just
anymore.
me though, right? But if you had a family or you've got people in your family that grew up on it, that's different.
All right, but it depends on. I mean, like you say, Black Mirror,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
The Crown.
No, I like.
There's some really good
there
stuff.
is.
You know,
but I've
right now
run out of
Netflix
it, yeah.
pulls me through.
Yeah.
Right, Netflix has got Black Mirror. It had what else did it have that I really liked on there? It's got really good documentaries
It's got
on
the
there.
docuseries is
It
what
does.
keeps
It
you
does
going.
some good stuff. So I'm happy to pay the money. But
The
again,
F1 one, that was awesome. That
the F1 was excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, but if you ask me to subscribe to another channel like Disney, I just don't. Disney 9 times out of 10 has content I don't care about. 9 times out of 10. And what they do own that I should care about, like Star Wars, I don't. They've actually killed me for that. I don't care about their bullshit. And Marvel movies, I'd rather buy them on Blu-ray and own them and get the effects that I get with all that bullshit on a Blu-ray.
So if they turn around and say The Mandalorian is absolute brilliant, must see, best Star Wars ever, you'll just buy it on Blu-ray once it comes out.
No,
would you?
only after you tell me.
Oh yeah.
See, it's got to the point where Star Wars, to me, I need people I trust tell me that.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced now. I don't because
Yeah,
Well, the
again,
reviews
it's
we don't
bullshit.
believe because they
no,
all
because
raved about Last
let's
Jedi.
go exactly. Let's
Yeah.
go back to Last Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Last Jedi, they said, it's the best Star Wars since Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, nah.
Are you serious? It was the fucking worst. I think it was, mate. I'm gonna toss up between Attack of the Clones and that bullshit, in my opinion. Right, so I need someone like yourself or other people on the net that I've got to feel for that they're trustworthy in terms of what they like and their content they consume to say it's actually worth your time. Or if they even said it's no Empire Strikes Back, but it's okay, man. You'll have fun watching it. Maybe then I'll consider it. But I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm done with that bullshit. I'd rather watch other movies now. And same with Star Trek. Same. I'll put the two of them.
Yeah.
I'm not just picking on Star Wars. I'll put the two of them in the same basket. And I know Star Trek's not Disney. It's another fucking bunch of pricks. Have we said anything we wanted to say?
You got your outro ready?
I got my outro ready. This is a good one.
Shit.
You ready for this one? DrunknMunky?
Yep.
I'm going to butcher this. Girl, you know we belong together. It sounds like Home and Away. I don't have
No. He doesn't sing that. That's because actually that's the rap version. He goes, "Girl, you know we belong together."
Oh, is it?
You have to do it in the deep, like the chef voice
okay.
from South Park.
Ready? Go. Ready?
Boy.
And then it's we belong
Children.
together, which
remember?
is the second verse.
I'll do it.
Yeah, go.
Girl, you know we belong together. I have no time for you to be playing with my heart like this.
Sounds like ASMR.
You be mine forever, baby. You just wait.
Here's my chocolate salty balls.
Now does it go?
Children.
Does it now say?
We belong together.
The chef's up there.
And you know that I'm right. Why don't you play with my heart? Why don't you play with my mind?
Jesus.
Jason Relaxation, can you hear that? I can hear a million soul brothers turning over in their grave.
There ain't enough weed in the world to fix that problem.
That's fucking racist, man.
Why do you think pot's fucking illegal?
Yes.
Said it never die.
Yeah.
How could you love me and leave me and never say goodbye?
Jesus.
When I can't sleep at night, when holding you tight. Girl, each time I try, I just break down and cry. Pain in my head, oh, I'd rather be dead.
Feeling.
Spinning around and around. Although we've come to the end of this podcast,
Boom, 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 boom.
still I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you, subscribers. Although we've come to the end of this bullshit podcast, still I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you.
That will do.
Girl.
All right, enough. Jesus, fuck.
Well, you want the song, you fucks? Fucking ingrates.
Well, then give him a 5 point.
Oh, and my 5.0. Have we said anything we wanted to say?
I think we've definitely said
You know what? We've
everything.
said everything and nothing all at the
Yeah.
same time.
Drunken Monkey, thank you for being part of this
Been
bullshit
absolute
podcast.
Absolute pleasure, gentlemen.
Oh, God.
Jason, Relaxation, thank you for being part of this podcast. Don't go changing. Thank you for the 2 people who have been listening to this bullshit podcast. Thank you, Mum, for letting us use your basement. I'm sure you're ready about Star Wars and the Xbox One. I can't help it. I fucking hate the Xbox One. I really tried to like it, but it had no exclusive games. Even though it had a lot of gamer points I wanted to carry over to the fucking thing, I just really didn't like the controller, and I fucking hated the dashboard, and the fucking Kinect is an abomination, and the Kinectimals just piss me the fuck off. It's a rabbit hole I can't get out of. It's something I need to improve on in my life, but I got no guidance. And I've got no soul, even though I tried to sing Boys to Men. I fucking suck dick at singing shit like that, and I'm really sorry. And that probably just dried every ovary that's ever listened to that bullshit podcast. And I'm sorry. I really tried, and that's something I need to improve on. Next week, you fucking little ingrates that don't like brotherhood and soul to soul and funk and 5.0 and rolling it. We'll have more retrodom and more bullshit. But until then, you Xbox One loving motherfuckers, roll it, monkeys!